Hello people, Cretaceous Bricks here, and today I'm gonna do a review of this. Doesn't this look familiar to you all? Yes, it's a check. That's Lanard's Toy Primal Clash Trimetrodon. If it's like a fantasy creature, doesn't it? But I don't think it's an actual Lanard's toy. I think it's a bootleg question mark, because we all know that this one has like no orange fading around the sail and no orange patterning around here, and the details are a little bit soft. No dry brush, light gray dry brush at the bottom, or green, or very like darkish army green, I can't remember. And of course the orange is a bit like a pinkish orangey, I don't know. But one thing keeps the same is just how the skull looks, and the eye color is the same, and the forked tongue that slits out. And I need to let you guys know is that this, when I receive it, the jaw is like can't really close, because whenever I close it, it just springs back in it like one of those like very gummy cheap figures. And I was like, so I had no choice but to cut this small seam that looks like it's like glued on, but it turns out I was just breaking the figure. And then I try to use hot water to pry out the jaw and try to trim the rod inside that connects the jaw, and it can close but not fully, and it's a little loose, so I had a bit super glue to try to thicken out the rod, because I think I accidentally trimmed a bit too much. And you also still get the small hole inside that actually connects to the rest of one of those saddles, or the one that came with the missiles, I believe. Even a human character can ride on it, I think. Like, it look, I don't think the original figure also can fully close its mouth. I've seen people who review the actual figure, it's like can't really fully close. And I did this review because I thought I could get this to make it look like a Redosaurus remake, but have like a bit more lizard-like snout and have a tongue, and maybe have a bit of a distinct difference between with Godzilla by having a bit of a sail here. And I thought it looks almost close enough to like a Redosaurus remake. I do tend to try to fix the hole right here, and I will show the picture at the corner on the right to show you the difference between this one and the Lanard's toy. Again, I'm not sure if this is a bootleg or an actual Lanard's toy that is just some kind of second copy that has less painting or less detail. I could be wrong. So now that that's over, let's do like a small size comparison. And also, I think I forgot to say there's no like trademarks or anything. There's like no trademarks or made in somewhere. So that's why I think like it may be a bootleg. So the size comparison here is the 91 Godzilla from the action figure series. That's what people would call this line for a budget Godzilla action figure posable. I think the size do look quite good for like Redosaurus, because I know he's definitely not big, maybe somewhere around his hip area right here if we were to go for 50-meter tall Godzilla. But I thought maybe have Redosaurus to be somewhere around like Anguirus quadruped size, Then when he rear up, it won't be like very as tall as Godzilla, but somewhere around his neck area. And this front tongue kind of looks so. Oh man, I make it so awkward. But yeah. But I think it fits well because if I were to put a 6-inch scale Godzilla, the -1, for example, I mean he's actually 6.5, but you get the point. He's like, should be accurate. Again, I don't know the size of the original Redosaurus because I see footage and my guess of calculation maybe around 10-ish meters maybe or more, because I don't know. You correct me in the comment section of how big the Redosaurus is, but maybe this is accurate to how an actual Redosaurus height is when he's quadruped. I think maybe, so I'm not completely sure. And here we have next to one of those like Mattel mainline figures, which is the Inos Transavia, which I bought because it looks really cool. Despite this like over exaggerated teeth, like how the heck is he supposed to bite deeper inside his mouth? Like he doesn't really need it, but that's Mattel when it's trying to make like stylized Jurassic World instead of doing how Jurassic Park usually do, try to make it like almost accurate as possible for its time. Yeah, it's almost like the size of the usual Mattel strike attacks, except this one you can actually move its limbs, but they're very tight. But this one you can never move its limbs. It must be like permanent because I see how they like sculpt the whole thing. It's like separated and then they just glue on it because it's like not meant to articulate. Same with the original figure from Lanard's toy. So yeah, my plan for this is that I thought this would be a kind of a nice design for like a remake Redosaurus, but repaint it to look, how to say, maybe like a stylized Redosaurus remake to have a bit more colors. And anyway, and I'm tomorrow gonna start an internship job, in fact. So for more Cretaceous Breaks video, just leave a like, comment, and thanks for watching.